Why do I say that? First of all, Willie Lynch as a document has been on the scene for a number of years. The first time that I actually saw the document, one of my friends posted it on MySpace to her blog, and I read it, and I was just like, this is interesting. I'm reading, I'm like, yeah, you know, this is stuff that happens to us now. This is stuff that we really dealing with. And it's amazing that this white man had this foolproof plan, I'm quoting, foolproof plan that's going to make us slaves for 300 years. And that's when that popped in my mind, like, the math is adding up, and it just seems like this is not written from the past. In my opinion, it wasn't written from the past. It was written from the right here and now by a very smart brother who knew how to phrase himself and knew how to send out propaganda in order for black people to see something. But here's where I have an issue. We continue today as black people to perpetuate the silliness that's in the Willie Lynch letter. Instead of saying okay, there it is, let's stop all the bullshit, we continue to say, there it is, this is why we still in this shit, we doing all the things that we said that is wrong with us. We have a problem with sisters or brothers that happen to be light skinned or they got curly hair. I have a problem with that. You my sister, you black like me, it doesn't matter, you know. And if we start thinking in terms like that, you know, all this Willie Lynch stupidness will be out the door. And I hate it when people quote Willie Lynch all day, every day. Willie Lynch said this, Willie Lynch, you need to read the Willie Lynch speech, because that's what he said he was giving when he wrote the letter. When this is supposed to be a parent speech, but it's only like a couple of paragraphs. And I was in a search before I did this video to search about the history of Willie Lynch, who he was and blah blah blah. You know, I did a Google search or whatever. I ain't go to a library, so you fought me there. And I found a webpage, and this brother, professor of history at some college or university, put it down and laid it out as a historian how historically inaccurate this letter was and certain things that were used in the letter. And here's one thing that popped out to me when I first read it. Nowhere in history, nowhere around about the times when this is supposed to happen, was this documented by any other news entity. We have a man coming up from the Caribbean, West Indies, to come give us speech about how to keep your slave a slave in the 1700s, and nobody, pro-slavery, abolitionists, in-betweeners, nobody wrote about it. Nobody posted up a bulletin about Willie Lynch coming up. Nobody, there's no internet, you know, no phone. All you have is the newspaper to get news out, and nobody ain't write about it. That's why it ain't real. Nobody else documented. You would think that if you know, somebody from the north would be like, whoa, this slave monger is coming up here and talking to these slave owners in the south. Ain't nobody write about it. And never mind the fact that he didn't even mention the real reason why, the real way to keep slaves enslaved is not by separating them by color or class, indoctrinating them with the religion of you will get you a good life in the afterlife, and while you here on earth you got to suffer. You have to toil and be a good slave. And if you read any slave narrative, just one or two, you will see that this type of tactic was used throughout, and they didn't mention that. And that is the biggest thing. If you want to talk about how that shit translates today to today's world, that's the biggest thing that keeps us enslaved as a people. And we over here using this document as the fucking Bible, and we not even thinking that it's stupid. It's stupid to continue to perpetuate these things. We could talk about it all day, every day, but what the fuck are we doing to stop it? What the fuck are we doing to focus our minds not on the little microcosm things that separate us, but what is the main goal as black people? What the fuck do you want to happen? Do you want to be respected? Do you want to be free? I can't tell, because we too comfortable sitting around here talking about little stupid shit. I don't care about your religion. I may not agree with it, but I don't care about your religion. I don't care about how light skinned or dark skinned you are. I don't care if you white or black. If you not down with the freedom for African people, I can't fuck with you on no conscious level. I can't fuck with you at all. and how you get free. If you're not about finding an organization that fits you, that's in those lines, is actually doing the groundwork to build a free African people all around the world. Because anywhere that we are poor. Take Brazil for example. Take Africa for example. Anywhere that we are suffering. Anywhere that we are poor. Anywhere that we are still holding our hands out to the Western minority, while people of color are the majority. But we are at the bottom always, every day. And what the fuck are we doing? But we too comfortable within our borders talking about, well, I'm in the U.S., I'm doing good. Fuck those people in Brazil. But you fail to realize that if the people in Brazil are poor and hungry, when you go to Brazil, you seen as one of them, and you poor and hungry. I don't give a shit. We need to always be focused on one common goal, because once a little bit of us is free, ain't nobody free. Ain't nobody free, because there's always going to be people that's picking on people. And when we sitting around talking about the Willie Lynch letter without realizing that we are Willie Lynch, we are the only thing stopping us from doing anything. We are the only ones giving ourselves excuses as not to move on shit. We the only ones being too comfortable to be black, too comfortable to be strong, too comfortable to be proud of who the fuck we are, and we are just sitting here not organizing. And you know what? You can tell who you are. You can tell who you are. How about we do the work? How about we just stop putting talk to talk and put action to talk? Let's get it. Let's go. Are we ready? Are we ready? I'm not even going to promote my people right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's about finding what's right for you. But I'm just saying, we need to go. We need to get excited about being self-determined individuals. We need to be excited about freeing up ourselves, freeing up our resources in the motherland, for God's sake. Because everybody's up in there. We need to kick them all out. What I'm saying. Because if you, I don't care who you are, we need to stop fighting amongst ourselves on some dumb shit. Stop it. Stop the hair shit. Stop the fucking skin color shit. Stop talking about, oh, you Jewish and you Christian. Let's stop talking about it. If you all down for the freedom and liberation of African people and of African lands, we can talk, we can move, we can organize. Get at me. That's all I'm saying. So let's go. Let's go. Let's stop fucking talking about little bullshit ass thing like Willie Lynch. I mean, that shit is not even. Let's stop fucking talking about all the people that's holding us down, because the biggest thing that's holding us down, that's holding us back, is us. We are too fucking comfortable. We are never ever trying to challenge our comfortability. And as the most affluent people, black people on this planet, in this country, we have the ability to put out into the world to help ourselves and help other African people everywhere. And all we got to do is commit to that shit. All we got to do is not be afraid to establish ourselves as a strong and determined people, and just do it point blank.